I'd love to like sift through that again. Just listen to Kersey's
Yeah.
responses in a non-crash world, in a crashless world.
Mhm.
It
In a
might have been
crashless world.
recorded. It might not have. It's hard to tell sometimes. OBS is just a dick. Sorry, a Dickenheimer. I have to correct myself. So it might have actually been recording. I'm not sure. We'll find out later.
See, the most annoying part as well that I've literally just remembered, and I've just cringed at myself. There was one point where, like, there was a bit of a long pause, and I'm like, why is nobody talking? And then Alex started laughing out the blue, and I was like, that's kind of weird.
That's hilarious.
Never thought to think maybe I had somebody muted, and they were actually talking in the parts that were quiet.
That's how you know. That's how you know
Whoever
you're
just think I
tired.
was laughing at the silence.
Oh, that's how you know the shift hit different when
When random shit happens, not only do you not question it, but you believe
awkward
it.
Yeah.
silence. That's hilarious.
Oh my god. That's basically what happened. It was just quiet, and then like Alec goes, "It's so funny," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Bit weird. He's a weird guy, so like, you know.
You're just
Hey.
we're just a bunch of fucking weirdos to you, aren't we?
I mean, it's mostly the reason why I'm friends with you, so you know.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Boo.
But yeah, so that's
Oh my
that's the
god,
thing.
Kersey said we were friends.
Oh my god, it's so cringe. Jesus
Blushing,
Christ.
my
What am I
feet and
doing with
shit.
my laugh?
Imagine being friends and
blushing.
each other or some shit.
Oh my
That'd be
god, I'm
deep.
blushing. I can never talk to you guys ever again.
My fingers are
Nope.
touching. No.
I'm back. And what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
So when I'm watching the VOD later, there will be nothing incriminating in that segment of time, right?
At
Oh,
all.
Yep.
just making fun of
Delete the
Kersey
evidence.
for having muted.
Never.
How much is the deleted evidence worth to you, Kersey?
Huh?
How much is deleting the evidence worth to you? Give me a number.
350.
Really?
What
You
currency?
like
Delete
350
videos when they
squirrels
ended
for that?
Huh?
What is this? Are you trying to hide in the back?
We're in a line.
We were in a conga line, and then Fred was
We're
late
not in
to
the line.
join.
I moved here because Blair's here. But, I said you're gonna give him 350 squirrels for that?
Yep.
That's wrong. Oh, perfect.
No! It is broken!
Fucking sucks. I don't want to see a straight line. Like so fucking weird. You guys are standing at attention in the military, I assume.
I mean, you could be. You don't know that.
I know for a fucking fact Vossons all aren't, so.
Wait,
Silas is not. You kidding me?
Alright.
let's move to
Let's go
be
stand
next
here.
to Sakai.
Actually, no, she'll stand here.
Sakai.
No, where will she stand? No.
It's all fun and games until
Sakai.
Kasai gets sent to a different fantasy round. They should get Isekasai.
No.
That's way funnier than it should be.
If a few more of us go down here, we could be like a really shit, like, arrow. Or like, love heart.
No, I have to fill the gap. No, there's gaps now, though. No!
No!
You're gonna fuck no matter what you do. I'm not gonna lie. We have the best formation. Now we can have a dance battle in the middle.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god. And then she goes there and wins.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna take a step back and sweep it.
Wait.
Yeah. Wait, we could be. There we go. Perfect.
And Alder could have also asked Tala if she's here.
Move this. Blair and Kasai would be next to each other. Yeah, Tala would be around. We'll put her. I mean, she is shorter than all of you, so.
She has to sit in the front.
She's so small.
She's a gnome.
Oh. I'm my friend with them.
That's hilarious.
I mean, she's a good gnome. There you go.
I'm not
A gnome.
Hello, the old chap.
Not
Like
a
an
good
okay.
goblin.
Not a good elf.
I'm a good gnome.
Human.
Good noble.
No.
So, we're all back, yes?
No
think so.
mercy.
Ah, Tango. Tango. My hand is not your attack boy. You little shit. He's like right behind me, so I put my hand behind my back and he immediately started attacking it. Why are you like this?
You incited it.
Face hugger! Ow! You're getting afflicted, you're an alien now. Okay, he didn't fight it that much that time. He honestly didn't even fight that much, he just accepted being an alien.
Damn.
Kasai stars the new isekai anime. Ooh, I got sent to another. Isn't this fucked up? Isn't this fucked up?
It's shorter in Japanese.
It's like 3 characters. It's shorter in Japanese. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't that fucked
I love
up?
that you start.
Oh my fucking god! So, get back to the original fantasy world that is my home. Isn't that fucked up? You can remove like a good 10 letters. 8 of them are at the end. Oh my god.
And you were getting rid of, important context.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Oh my god. That's cursed. That's also great, though.
Season 2, why I became the new Wallace.
Oh my god. Alright, cool down after that one. So, anyways, you're all assembled. I don't think I'm missing anyone from, River Company. Nope. So, Tala does join the party, and she begins, looking around, noticing the house is pretty empty, aside from some people she doesn't know or give a shit about. And she goes downstairs and sees all of you meandering in, and Aldrich, this is when you would be calling that meeting. And, oh, look at that, Tala's here, a member of Noxalis. So you guys all make this shape, whatever it is. If you turn your head,
What state does it look
if
like?
you turn your head right, it sort of looks like Texas.
Yeah.
All you need is like
Oh,
the point. All you need is the point
We
at
need,
the
like, a
bottom. So
bigger
you have like the
hat.
big point of Texas, or like that's the left side of Texas at the top, and then you can sort of see
I
it.
see it,
Like
I see it.
yeah, this sort of looks like Texas.
Yeah, we need
Okay,
like
cool.
the hat to go up to like there though, and then it's like spot on.
So you guys be like Alexander and become Texas.
Well,
Here,
he
if
was
I
it.
come kind of around here, so when the shape is what you're saying, now I'm Houston.
So you're the heart of it. Gotcha. The heart of Texas. So yeah, you guys congregate and make the shape of Texas, and Aldrich, the floor is yours. What do you say now that you've successfully assembled both factions?
Bofa.
Now, firstly, to our quite talented ensemble of bards, well done. Wonderful performance. Lovely.
Owen rubbed like the back of his neck awkwardly. I'm happy that you guys all enjoyed it.
Of course they did. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
A serendipitous moment, Tala, having you here as well. This might be of interest to you.
She corks an eyebrow at that.
He points over to Delvet. Young handsome over there, and points over at Amber. And you, Amber, did something quite remarkable earlier. Something I don't think I've ever seen done, ever.
Amber just like crosses her arms, sort of throws her way onto one leg, sort of leaning him at her, and gets a smirk on her face. Delvet, on the other hand, just looks a bit confused. Like he did something like never done before. He definitely did stuff. I don't know if it's that exceptional.
I was done to him, but we
True.
don't talk about that.
Right.
And Where's the young girl? Oh, Hafren. Right, Hafren. You,
She
if
waved
I
again.
understand, were lost to the void. Is that correct?
Anyway, takes a step back to give more visibility to Afrin. She nods once. It was, she has like this sort of somber look on her face. It's hard to describe, but yes.
And now you are no longer lost. You're here.
She immediately, her expression immediately changes, and she like brightens and smiles. Yes,
And
thanks to all of them. And she gestures at the river company. More particularly at Oriana, holding her hand like in that direction.
Aldrich follows her hand. Looks at Oriana. Yes, thanks to them. Isn't that interesting?
Oriana immediately feels more suspicious.
How, in the name of the true gods above, did you pull that off?
They gave us a dagger.
Who?
Specifically, it was. Oh, Garth has to remember the name.
Areas.
Myriad Matrale. There we go. Specifically the Myriad Matrale. They had some dagger with inscriptions that I don't fully recognize. I showed it to Tola, so they might actually know what. They might remember what the inscriptions look like.
And the dagger is relevant how?
Well, to put it bluntly, I stabbed her stabbed Hafren as a slug with a dagger, and it undid everything, or
You were
created something new.
Hafren, you were a what? A slug?
She nods. It was a cursed existence.
Cursed indeed. So stabbing Slug Hafren with a myriad dagger turned her into a human. Do I have that? Do I understand that correctly?
I don't think
takes
it
a
was...
step forward. Technically, the Myriad is the one that might have given the dagger, but the blade is technically multiple gods, but predominantly a skill keep with Celestia.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to point out, it's just... Yeah. They had it, so it wasn't theirs.
Might I ask how that dagger came to be in your possession, especially if it's something blessed by multiple gods?
Okay. Looks over to Silas. Did they mention us escaping the
Yes.
void? Okay, cool. I figured as much. It's like, well, that's
Probably not in
Silas-
great detail, but
yeah.
The
As I
event
mentioned.
happened.
Yeah, as I mentioned in their performance. Very good job. When we were escaping, they were providing a pathway, cutting out a pathway in the void for us to get through. And while we were escaping, one of them paused for a moment and gave it to me.
Yes, but why?
Shrugs. I can't guess the will of the gods. If I had to try, I think it might be an earned just desserts for Hafren having to suffer for so long.
Balancing the scales, I see.
That would make sense.
Hmm.
Actually, gotta step over here.
No, Aldrich turns over towards Anella, looks at Owen, and then scans the river company for signs of more arcanely gifted individuals. Takes note.
well, spellcasters predominantly they are not.
Yeah.
We have Silas. That's true.
So, a divine balancing of scales returning you? Do you have a recollection of your existence before you were a slug?
Mhm. I do.
Do you feel different from before you were?
It's hard to say. my hair wasn't white before. Um, she just thinks on it for a moment. She just shakes her head again. I think I am, but I can't say exactly how, aside from my appearance. It's just spent too long cursed. Longer cursed than I was ever alive.
A terrible fate. Well, at least now you're no longer cursed in that way.
She closed her eyes and nods.
Good for you.
Thank you.
So we have one instance of Voidic cursed nature affliction being reversed. And then we have one instance of Voidic contamination. He does like a shrug motion, gesturing towards Delbert, being removed.
No. He's looking at the ground this entire time, but he finally musters enough to look at all of Noxalis directly. He begins entering the center of the circle. He begins entering the center of Texas. I don't know if you guys remember me. I was in the cradle when you guys went through it. He looks at Cheddar.
You're that crippled kid Cheddar pulled out.
Yeah.
You have such a way. Sorry, you have such a way with words.
Amber and Zal just go like
Fuck it, you're the cripple, right? You were in a wheelchair or some shit. I don't remember you.
I gotta say, this look suits you way better.
Thanks. He turns over his shoulder, looks at the river company. I had a lot of help.
Well, I'm glad you're doing better than you were before. Certainly would help.
I am.
Yeah.
And I asked before to see if I can talk with all of you, and honestly, now that you're all here, well, he just scans across, not all, but now that some of you are here, I had a loss of words. I think I can surmise it with thank you. And that's not just to Noxalis, but to all of you. He looks at Amber. No, I might not be worth the effort at times, but this is a new life for me. And I promise I won't squander it. What time I have with it.
Why do you make it
You know,
sound like
Dilbert,
it's
whether
not
you're
good?
worth the effort or not is more often our choice to determine, not yours. And for the record, you definitely are.
Roll me a 2d6 plus 1.
Oh,
That was
Sajar speak. The
Sajar.
ones are too similar. Then roll your persuasion.
Take a bardic. Can I? How far away, actually? I'm not looking at the
Yeah.
map.
It's like 30
Persuasion?
feet or something.
Miles.
Yeah, easy.
5 miles. It's really projecting voice here.
Yeah, so bardic. No bardic?
Yes, bardic. If I'm allowed. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
It's a D8?
Correct.
Oh.
Nice.
So 27. Gotcha.
Mhm.
I appreciate that, Sajar. I hear what you're saying. I just have a hard time listening in, I guess.
Give it time.
But regardless, none of this would have ever been possible if Duvros was left the way it was. Infected and cursed. I don't know if the Seekers and Slayers or the Lords of the Twins have really ever went out of their way to thank you, but from the bottommost person of it all, thank you. And I just wanted to say that in person. Now that I can actually stand on my own 2 legs to give it. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Our pleasure.
I'm glad you're making something of your life.
It does not take a high insight to see that Tala is slightly annoyed at the mention of Duvros and all this events.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Now,
Chedimir and Audrey, you know 100% why.
yep. No, it's all of us, all of Noxalis is sadly not here, and we are not equally able to receive your thanks, young Delbert, but that is in part why I asked you all to gather, because we have a mutual acquaintance. I look at Tala, and a friend, comrade, a man who's, I guess, in a word, cursed by the void. And between everybody gathered here, is there? I was curious to see if there's any stone that previous efforts have left unturned that we could uncover and perhaps look at, ponder, that could help our lost brother.
You can try talking to Amaric. He should be in the back room, the sun room, behind the kitchen. He was also in the void with me, but he managed to hold his own throughout all of it.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Is that
That's your one.
is
Sorry.
that the dark-looking fellow with the? No, that's
She
you
nods.
over there.
No, not him. He's back in the house. He's
Right, the other one. I see.
She looks at Osway to like help. I forgot the word. A Thurgist. Someone that studies the divine and stuff like that. That. I think he
That
might be able to
indeed.
help, or at least maybe a new avenue for you.
You would provide valuable insights.
What do you make of all of this, Owen? Any insights?
He thinks for a second. I know we did our best for Marshall, and Seema definitely was able to give us a lot of avenues, but I don't know if a Thurgis was ever one of them. I would say the Costa Covices was the Vindicator member there. The one that started Archsage Vernier. I think that's probably the closest we ever would have come across a Thurgist. And he didn't have too much to say. But maybe a different one. Might be different. And he gets a smile on his face. You would certainly know, Uncle, that the world has a lot of peculiar people.
That's certainly true.
Altani does go a little bit forward at the mention of Marshall. Be like, hey, yo. Hold up, though.
Can
She's like,
Chedimir just
she's like staring at Tala the entire time, but now she's like, hey, yo.
can Chedimir try doing like a little sort of like hand wave and just like calm down? Just like keep it chill, keep it chill.
You can do it. She's not paying attention to you, but you can do it.
Well, whatever.
So, Velocity addresses all of Noxos. Where do we fit on this?
You have first-hand experiencing in doing something that, at least for my speaking for myself, I've never done, never achieved. That is invaluable. If we are to find a solution, we'll need to reference your experience.
What do you lot think is the chances of you interacting more with Voidic stuff in the future?
Velasa just looks at Delphin.
Decently high.
Too high.
I think we prefer to be lower, but he shrugs. Decently high.
Well, in that case, maybe maybe going forward, also updating us on any. I don't know. Looks to Aldrich for like guidance on like what she's trying to say is like any more interaction or any knowledge we can get. From
Right. It would be in your self-interest as well to create precautions for against further contamination.
This is like the
And
snapping
should
finger, like
said thing, and should something like to happen, how do you excise it? How do you reverse it? How do you cure it?
Velasa looks at Amber. And she just shakes her head like, no.
Not every time. I was dying after one.
Well,
Please
I'm not your fucking maid to clean up your shit.
No, she's not. But can
She
we
doesn't
make
actually,
sense
she
of
doesn't
what?
actually say that, no.
Oh, I see.
She looks it.
She has the
doesn't actually
energy.
say it. She has like a
So-
bro try me look on her face.
No.